can't go back there. Thanks again, Fran.
Will you see her today?
No, first thing tomorrow.
Give her our best. You do ask her, don't you? Martha still writes her every week. Make her understand, Jack. We're getting old.
Thanks for the lift, Uncle Henry.
Jack, can't you just call me Henry?
Whoa there, partner. I'll talk to you soon. So where were you off to in such a rush?
I'm Pete, and that's my mom.
I'm Jack.
Are there any kids in the neighborhood?
Not really.
Hi, I'm Jack.
Molly.
Can I help you out?
Sure. That's the man I was telling you about. Oh, he's hardly dangerous. I'm telling you, he's strange. Well, Pete and I can decide for ourselves.
Questioning my priorities.
I'm talking about the fact that you're either at work or when you come home, you're still at work in your mind. You've got your face in a...
How can you say that? That's not true.
That is not true.
Hi, Jack. How's it going?
Glad to see you back.
It's good to be back.
We missed you.
It's good to be back.
I hope we'll be seeing you today.
I haven't been much use to you lately, have I, Jay?
You'll always have a job here, Jack. You're practically an institution. When you're not here, folks ask after you. Now tell me, how's Rusty?
She's fine. I'll be seeing her later. Hey, Judy.
Oh, hi. Feeling okay, Jack?
Don't worry, I'm fine.
Well, things just aren't the same when you're not here. Hey, I got Trevor into that special class.
I knew you could do it.
Well, that's why I did it. Everyone needs someone to believe in them, Jack.
Hi, Uncle Henry.
Well, well, Jackie. What do we have here, a quarrel? You know we all like you, Jack. My brother just wants the best for Rusty.
I'm sure I do too, sir.
Hi, Daddy.
Mr. Burke?
That cut of yours break down again?
No, sir.
Just thought you'd stop and have a smooch.
Oh, Daddy.
You've always got a job here, Jack.
Jack's joining the Marines. Oh, Rusty.
So is that what yesterday's tiff was all about?
So he wants something more for himself?
And for you, Rusty.
My. Look at you, Jack.
Private First Class Jack W. Hardesty reporting for duty. Rusty,
I know. Boot camp's over. You might go away soon.
if something happens, I won't be able to take care of you the way I want to. Believe me, I've thought about it. That's why we've got to wait.
Sometimes I wish we weren't so responsible.
Meet me there at 3. Don't be late. Meet me there at 3 and don't be late.
Rusty, wear this for me, will you? No. When I get out, I'll be your husband. No. Rusty, I love you. Will you marry me and be my wife?
Something big's going down. They're shipping us out.
No way.
See PFC Jack Hardesty?
I'm sorry, ma'am. They shipped out this morning.
What?
Yep.
On some training mission? When will they be back?
No, this is for real. It's pretty bad over there. Look, if you need an escort, I'm available. Start by checking your mailbox once a week. And here's an APO address where you can write to me.
Jack's been shipped out. He didn't even have a chance to say goodbye. Oh no.
U.S. troops to be deployed in yet another undisclosed location.
I hear they've put you somewhere, and I don't know where you are or how it would get to you. This is what I was worried about when you applied to the Marines. I'll pray for your safety every day, 10 times a day. I hope it's nothing dangerous. Please write me as soon as you can and tell me it's not dangerous. I'm waiting for you, Jack.
Anderson. No. Cecil. Davis. Yeah. Lee. Schooling. Hey. And Carl. Hey.
Don't worry, man. It'll come. It's early yet.
Not a moment goes by without thinking about you, Rusty. I know you must be worried.
Why aren't you writing? Where are you, Jack?
This much I can tell you. We're protecting American interests and keeping the locals from killing one another.
We go out on patrol and you can feel their eyes on you.
Hey, I haven't gotten a letter since we arrived. Is there any way my mail is being held up or misdirected?
It's not likely, unless they consider you a security risk.
Not me.
They spot check the mail, and if they find that you've revealed details, you're toast.
I still don't know what the details are.
Well, then I guess no one's been writing you.
You're not hurt, are you? If you were, I would just die. The guard at the post gate promised to tell me if he hears anything. I go there every day after school, and Uncle Henry has all his friends at the post office checking. The news. The news is so scary, Jack.
Rusty, what is happening to us? Why aren't you writing?
At it again, eh, Hardesty? Give it up. You know she's got a new boyfriend by now. You seen her picture? She's just a kid. Jack here probably ain't been getting much to begin with.
Dear Rusty, I'm in the brig because I fought when they said you didn't care. But I know in my heart that you do. Did you know that the day I was shipped out, I was going to propose? I even had a ring. It's taken me a lot longer than I had planned on. But tell me now, my darling, will you marry me and be my wife? All I can think of right now is the life I'll have with you. How we had planned our life to be. A house with a lot of kids running around. I wish we hadn't waited. I can't wait until I am out of here with you back in my arms.
How are you?
Just fine. Don't worry.
Of course I worry. All the times I didn't make parole, you were fine. But when it looks like I'm really gonna make it, you have to go to the hospital. This time it's going to work. Nothing can stop us now.
Nothing ever has, Rusty.
Hi, I'm Fran. I'm a nurse who makes house calls, so give me a call if Jack seems to be having any trouble. Where he is. Thanks.
She's really coming home this time, Fran. I've
got a lot of work to do on this place.
Jack, don't you think you should wait just to make sure? I mean, let's face it, she's been denied so many times.
Got so much to do.
Take it easy. Here's a Louis L'Amour to keep you company during your convalescence, okay? I'm serious, Jack. Don't overdo it. You won't be worth much when she gets out.
Fran, you're like a hen with one chick.
Damn!
Back a little soon, aren't you?
You keeping a record?
Just marking time. Guess I was a little sloppy.
We better clean it up soon. Someone might slip.
I'll do that.
So what's it tonight?
Juvenile justice.
Thanks for covering for me.
With all the criticizing and harping you do to Pete, if he turns out to screw up, it's going to be your fault. Then you want to end it, we'll end it.
They argue a lot now. You ever been married?
No.
Got someone special?
Yes. Her name's Rusty.
Where is she? I haven't seen her.
Well, Pete, it's kind of complicated.
Oh, that's what grown-ups say when they don't want to talk about it.
Well, actually, Pete, Rusty's in prison.
Prison? What'd she do?
Well, again, it's kind of complicated.
Did she do these? They're really good.
Hi, Jack. Thanks for looking after Pete. Come on, hon.
Bye, Jack. Mom, Jack's girlfriend's in prison. He showed me a picture of her, and she doesn't look like a criminal at all.
Thanks for covering for me last night. I owe you. You hurt yourself to get off that stuff. You know I tried. You know, you got into rehab. Look, don't give me the speech. You have to, don't you see? There's so much more out there. Keep your ugly eyes to yourself. Jealous? You need to be nice to me. I can fix you up with a new connection. You would never be out. I saw you had the shakes really bad last week. Shut the hell up. Heard you might actually make parole. Why don't you tell somebody? I share your pain. Let me share your gain. And I hear you're studying to be a lawyer. I didn't think we could be lawyers.
I can't, but I can work with a lawyer.
She's gonna help young offenders stay out of here and away from the likes of you. Ooh. And how are you planning to do that?
By making sure they have access to good legal advice.
Aren't you gonna say goodbye? Ooh, that Rusty, she's just so cute. I could just...
As if you had a chance in hell.
Oh.
I thought you and I could play catch, but it looks like you need a little help. Rusty may want to stay in jail once she sees this mess.
Pete, bring me a glass of water and the medicine bottle off the bathroom shelf.
Should I get my mom?
I'll be okay in a minute or two.
You've been waiting 20 years for her. My dad wouldn't do that.
Your dad seems to care very much.
They're getting a divorce, I think.
Is that okay with you?
You're the first person to ask me that. They don't care what I think at all.
Pete, they care very much.
And why don't they act like it?
It's another one of those complicated things.
You're getting a little old for this, aren't you, Mama? Lucky for you, you'll be retiring from prison soon. I heard you made parole. Something's not right here. I thought cop killers never got out. What did you have to do? Go down on the entire parole board?
Am I too old?
What? You want to be an Olympic star?
I want to have a baby.
Well, you should have thought about that before you broke the law.
You keep to yourself these next few weeks. We want you gone, but if you fight, you might end up sticking around. You got that? Fighting is what got you in trouble before, so keep in your cell and stick to the books. What's the matter with you?
Nothing. I'm fine.
I've noticed you haven't got any letters lately.
You listen to what Tony says. Valerie wants to keep you here longer, so you stay away from her. It's really bad this time. Tell me, Rusty. Tell me about that field near your house again.
Hi there, beautiful. Nothing new to report?
How can I find out if he's been hurt or worse? Maybe that's why I haven't heard from him.
I wish you quit pining over this guy when you got me here waiting.
How do I find out?
I could help you. But you have to go out with me. Just once.
Get ready to move out.
I thought this was a peacekeeping mission.
Yeah, well, it's time to keep the peace.
Wasn't much of a date.
You didn't have much information for me.
Look, he's over there. I'm over here. All's fair. You know what I mean.
How you doing, Jack?
Fine, sir. And you?
How's our man Jack doing here?
The bullet's lodged in his spine.
So why aren't you operating
I
yet?
was just waiting for a table to open up.
It's just like the officers' club on Saturday night.
I can't feel a thing.
That's just the morphine.
Will I be paralyzed?
Hell no. Not this Marine.
Probably some nerve damage, though.
Jack here's got nerves of steel. You'll be shipped out and decorated for what you did, Jack. We're gonna get you back to that girl of yours just as quickly as we can.
How's Carl?
Carl didn't make it.
Oh.
I know how to use this.
I bet you do. I tried to be nice. I wasn't gonna say anything, but your little boyfriend, he's dead.
Did you know that the day I was shipped out, I was going to propose? I even had a ring. It's taken me a lot longer than I had planned on. But tell me now, my darling, will you marry me and be my wife?
Ben, isn't that your daughter's car?
What happened?
Jack's dead. Jack's dead. He's dead.
Put that thing down. Let's go home and discuss this.
Look out, she's got a gun. You get the ambulance.
What happened?
I interested in playing basketball and then got into a fight with Valerie.
She's still hassling you? I can't fault her taste. Is it bad?
No.
It's a big chance you took fighting.
Tony has told me to keep close to myself. Valerie's looking for any excuse to keep me here.
What's wrong?
Sharon was hauled into rehab last night. And I really hope she makes it.
You did what you could.
It was nothing.
I guess we're not as young as we used to be.
Don't say that.
Well, it must just be me that's aging then. You're as beautiful as ever.
Inside, I do feel beautiful. Better than ever, really. I'll go for days without looking in the mirror, and I can pretend that I'm the smartest damn 20-year-old ever. And for a few moments, I can make believe that when I leave here, it will be just as it was. Or just as it would have been. Jack, what if we can't make it out there? What if this is all there really is for us?
I don't believe that. But if this is all there is, then I will be content. But there is so much more for us out there. You just have to believe.
You're a hero?
No, just a Marine soldier.
Who gave you this?
The president.
The President of the United States?
That's right.
Well, if the President says you're a hero, then you're a hero.
Hi, Pete. You and Jack playing enough? Well, look at you.
PFC Jack Hardesty. I never could resist a man in uniform.
Jack gave this to me. It's his plant guide. Do you think I should keep it?
Well, why wouldn't you?
I guess it was important to him a long time ago.
What is worrying you?
You don't think Jack's getting ready to die, do you? Dividing up his stuff?
Jack is fine. Where'd you get such a crazy idea?
Suppose we'll have to give up our Wednesday nights.
Don't be ridiculous. 3 can play at cards.
3's a crowd.
Then we'll invite Molly. Fran, nothing's going to change, not really. Besides, you're still coming over here, and you're still going to lose at cards.
I guess if we deal rusty and the dynamics will change. I can win once in a while.
That's the spirit. Now, come on. It's your play. Let's at least finish the hand. Franny. Now, we've been all through this before. I still want you in my life, Fran.
Rusty.
Private Hardesty,
I've got to go.
get those clothes off and get back in bed.
They said I was fine.
When there's been nerve damage, recovery is a lifelong process.
That sounds like some bullshit from a brochure.
Your nerves grow a quarter inch a year. Got that? Do what we say and you'll be fine. It's no bullshit. If you don't take your clothes off, I will.
What's your name?
Sergeant Miller. That's Fran to you.
Well, Fran, I'm Jack, and I'll pay you to get me out of here.
The only time soldiers pay me is when we play cards.
Rusty.
I fixed it up. In a few days, we'll have you out of here.
How'd you do it?
I fudged a few things, but you gotta promise me to follow the regimen that I gave you. Promise me. Promise or you'll have to wait a few more days to get back to Rusty.
Rusty?
You talk about her in your sleep. I know all about the meadow and the butterflies. Now, do you promise? So tell me about her.
Fran, that's a long story. Might take some time.
Do I look like I'm going anywhere?
Hey.
Hi, Jack. Good luck.
Thanks for everything. Did you know that the day I was shipped out, I was going to propose? I even had a ring. It's taken me a lot longer than I had planned on.
Jack! Oh! We thought you were dead.
What?
Jack, that's what the guard at the post told Rusty.
Well, here I am. Where the hell's Rusty? So that's why no one wrote. What about my letters?
Oh, Henry stopped your letters coming and going. Ben made him.
Where is Rusty now?
Ben hoped that Rusty'd just forget about you, and Henry went along with it, the fool.
Where is Rusty now? Where'd they all go?
Have you been to the house? Ben and Martha have gone to Ben's sister's. Jack, Ben's dying. He's got cancer.
What about Rusty? Where's Rusty?
Oh, God. She's... What? What?
Visiting hours were over a long time ago, and you need an appointment.
You don't understand. This is an emergency.
Man, come back tomorrow.
Rusty? Rusty, I'm here. I'm here. It's all right.
Please. Please. The letters.
I know.
It's over, Jackie. I'm never getting out of here. Never.
I'm back in every way, Rusty. And I will never leave you again.
No, Jack. You leave and never come back.
I'm as good as dead, Jack.
I won't see you.
Don't you believe in us anymore? You have to have faith, Rusty. Let's just take it.
Years, maybe decades before I'm eligible. You've got to get on with your life, Jackie. Don't come back. Don't come back. Do you hear me? I won't see this man.
Rusty!
Pretty and crazy. She offed a bunch of people. She's pretty, but who needs another crazy person in their lives?
Didn't you hear me? I said she can't see you.
What's wrong?
Oh, Jack, how is she?
Would someone please tell me what the hell's going on?
Jack, she tried suicide last night. But she's alive. Listen, they called me this morning and said you just saw her yesterday. Oh, my God.
I should have stayed away. If I hadn't come back. If I hadn't come back.
She thought she was doing a good thing, I guess.
Jack.
Jack!
Brad?
You're not hallucinating. The day you left, I did too. One of the nurses figured I'd altered your paperwork and squealed. I was invited to relocate, and there were several openings here. So here I am. I have an interview today. I was surprised to hear you were here already. I should not have let you leave.
Fran, you should have let me leave sooner.
What's happened? Is it Rusty?
Everything's fine in that department. I've been home, what? 72 hours? Rusty. Beautiful Rusty's in prison. Is being with her too much to ask? Since I was 8 years old, my plans are for her. I've always tried to do the right thing. I've tried. And now it's all come down wrong. So wrong. now you owe me. Guess you're not so lucky stateside.
Easy come, easy go. I'll win it back next time.
Well, the next time won't be here. Thanks, Fran. Goodbye.
I'm really sorry about everything. If you need anything.
Fran, you didn't really move here to be near me. You had other reasons.
Of course I did, Jack. Just a coincidence.
She's not going to see you. She's not going to see anyone. You know, you're wasting your time and your money and my time coming down here every day. Seriously, you need to find something else to do.
But is she okay?
She's fine.
Loverboy was here again. What's the matter with you? Everyone's talking about Juliet in jail and Romeo just wants to get a glimpse of her. Every day. How could Juliet be so cruel? Some say stupid. Lots of women would kill for that kind of love.
It's not too late. I met with the warden. I've talked to a lawyer. There's steps we can take, Grove. She could be out in 10 years, maybe less.
I sure hate to see you get your hopes up, Jack. Why don't you take Rusty's own advice and move on?
Once she understands she can get paroled, she'll change.
Come on, Jack. You've read the trial transcripts yourself.
Look at this case. This guy was actually pardoned.
Jack, you've got to get a grip here and move on with your life.
Oh, come on. Why don't you just turn around and march right back out to your car?
I got an important message for her. Can you give this to her for me? It'll change everything.
If she wants to see you, you will get a call.
Yeah, guess a couple of dozen of those. Put on the shelf.
Hey, Grove, this is Fran Miller, the nurse I told you about from over at the VA.
Well, how are you, Miss Miller?
I'm fine, but my doorknob isn't.
Uh-oh. I think we got another one right there, Jack.
I can stop by after work and install it for you if you like.
Oh, why don't you go do it right now? There's nothing going on here.
Okay. No one really understands how it is with us. Rusty and I have known each other since we were kids. After school, we'd head to the fields, stay out till dusk. When my old man finally died, Grove took me in. But Rusty's the only family I've ever really known.
Can you wait a lifetime?
It'd be like leaving myself behind.
I think your boyfriend's going for a place in the Guinness Book. How many days?
Everybody seems to forget that I'm in here for life. He needs to forget about me and find someone else.
Sure he does. But whose decision is it anyway? It's his. Not yours. You've already made one mistake. Now you're making another mistake.
I did a little research. You could be out in 10 years, 8 if we're lucky. We just have to do well at the parole hearing.
All those years. How can we wait? How can you wait? God knows why you do this. Jack, how is it with you? Have you met any new people? Are you seeing any of the old folks?
Well, as a matter of fact, I ran into a nurse I knew when I was wounded. She's, over at the VA now.
That's a strange coincidence. What, she follow you here? Is she young, pretty?
Yeah, but, that's as far as it goes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been to see your mom and Uncle Henry a few times. I'm sorry to hear about your dad.
I'm not speaking to Mom or Uncle Henry ever again. And my father was dead to me the day that I found your letters. Jack.
Hey, that's all behind us now. We must look to the future. I'll work and save.
Yeah, they offer some classes in here. Maybe there's a way.
Of course there is. Rusty will figure out how to make this hovel a home.
Things just aren't going to be the same at the hardware store without you, Jack.
I hope not.
You know, I had hoped to pass it on to you, but...
Hey, I never expected anything like that, Grove.
Things just didn't turn out as well as I'd hoped.
It's all right. I've got a temporary job lined up over at Ferguson, so don't worry. It's going to be okay.
Good luck, Jack.
Thanks.
They took her to the infirmary. I'd take you to her if I could. I'm sorry, Jack.
Sorry, Fran.
It's okay. You smell funny. Didn't you sleep?
Not really.
Me neither. You don't look like you're taking it very well.
How am I supposed to take it? Rusty,
I don't know, Jack. I don't know. I'm so sorry. Not making parole was worse than getting here in the first place. Jack!
I come home to be home.
What is that? Because when you don't spend any time with me, you're not over my family. We are your family.
Same thing every night.
Why don't we just end it so you don't have to have the same thing every night?
Husband, answered the wife. We will take the children early in the morning and
That's fine. You want to end it? We'll end it.
the forest where it is thickest.
What would be different for me and Pete anyway? You're never here anyhow.
I don't see how...
As Pete's friend, I'm curious. How much longer are you going to sit on the fence? Both of you.
What gives you the right to lecture to us?
What about Pete's rights? What about his right to a stable, if not perfect, family life? When are you and Molly going to settle your differences and give Pete his family back? Pete is watching you, Greg. He is learning to tackle problems from you. What are you teaching him?
Coming from you, that's really funny, Jack. You're the one whose girlfriend's serving time.
Every day, Greg. I choose to make a heaven of the hell I've been dealt. So I find myself wondering why you and Molly are making a hell of heaven with that little boy stuck in the middle. You have each other. Isn't that enough?
I don't think Pete should see you anymore.
Who the hell are you to say?
So you'll make the boy suffer. Greg, I'd been hoping you'd reconcile. But I think perhaps Molly and Pete would be better off without you.
Get out! Excuse me, this is my house. I'm sorry, Jack.
Pete's asleep on my couch. He's most welcome to stay there. I'll be turning in soon.
Rusty could have done anything and he'd still love her. That's true love, isn't it, Mom? How do you get true love?
I wish I knew.
Hi, Jack. I don't know what you said to Greg last night, but he was different. I mean, just a little, but different. I don't think it's gonna be enough, though. I feel so out of control. We're trying to talk things out. You know, the easiest thing to do is just divorce.
There's no reason to be rash, is there? I mean, unless Greg is abusive in any way.
No.
Then I'm all for waiting. Take time to calm down. Then you won't feel so out of control.
So you don't think splitting up is the answer?
Might be. But Pete is someone worth making a sacrifice for.
You think I should sacrifice my own happiness for Pete's, don't you?
No. Just don't think you can trade his happiness for yours.
Okay.
You're gonna make it.
Well, I hear you're gonna make it.
Maybe.
I know you will. Good luck.
What are your plans?
Well, the counselor wants us to take classes, you know, like you.
Well?
I never finished high school.
Now you can, and then you can start college.
I'll never make it.
Yes, you will. If I don't get out, I'll tutor you. And if I do get out, I'll come back and tutor you. You'll see. Before long, you won't even need me.
I'll always need you, Rusty. You're the only one who believes in me.
You realize the pay is not competitive, and the workload is heavy.
I understand.
Why exactly do you want to work for legal aid?
Have you read my file? It's all in there. I had an incompetent lawyer. There should have been a change of venue because it wasn't possible for me to get a fair trial in that county. I was crazy with grief. My doctor had me doped up, so I was useless.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty on all counts.
I got a sentence usually reserved for mass murderers.
What did you do when you were 20?
It's all in there.
I want to hear it from you. If you can't talk about your experiences, how can you possibly help kids going through the same thing?
I got the job. He offered me the job and said he was canceling out the others. I beat out people on the outside, Jack. He wanted me. He wanted me. I'm finally gonna do something useful with my life.
Oh, God, Rusty. Don't say that.
But what if I don't make parole?
You're gonna make it. We're gonna make it.
I'm not gonna miss you one damn bit.
Goodbye, and good luck.
this for you the day I shipped out. Will you marry me?
Yes. Everything's lovely, Jack. Thank you.
Now I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Jack Hardesty.
Semper Fi.
What's that mean?
It's Marine for always faithful.
It looks delicious.
How's it going?
Valerie got moved to isolation. She took a knife to Tony.
Is Tony okay?
He's fine. Mabel bit her hand and she dropped a knife. So now Mabel's getting all kinds of privileges. You know what? With Valerie out of the way, she's turned out to be nice. Oh, guess what? I am doing counselor training for rehab. Can you imagine that? Me, a counselor, just like you. I miss you so much.
I love you, Rusty. More than I love life itself. All my life I've waited for this day.
When I told Nigel that I did time, the whole dynamic changed. It was an advantage. I could tell him how things really are. My first client, and he trusts me.
So what would you like to have been before all this?
A Marine wife. Mother to our children. What about you?
Maybe I would have stayed a Marine. Or, gone into wildlife research.
Really?
Yeah. I could have been a park ranger. Smokey the Bear type. I don't know. Something to do with the outdoors.
Well, maybe it's not too late. We could check out the national parks. Jack? Jack?
I'll be right out as soon as we know anything, okay?
Can I come?
No. Rusty, Jack has had a stroke.
But he's too young.
It has nothing to do with age. It could be residual nerve damage. We don't know.
When can he come home?
We're not sure he'll make it.
When will I know?
If he wakes up.
I don't think you're gonna make it, Jack. Jackie? It's Rusty. It's time to go to the meadow now and catch butterflies. You must wake up. I have my net prepared, just like you said. Mother tried to wash it, but I hid it. I buried it in the garden, so now it smells of grass and dirt and rain. The butterfly won't suspect the trap. Come and catch butterflies now. Come and catch me. Please come back to me and catch me now.
Rusty.
Rusty, how is Jack?
He's at the hospital. He's had a stroke.
No.
Well, maybe I'll come back again.
Please do that. Rusty, can you ever forgive me?
You've been a devoted friend to Jack, friend. This must be very hard on you, too. I'm very grateful.
I don't want your gratitude.
I think I know that.
I'm sorry.
I've often wondered about you and Jack. A woman who's serving life doesn't exactly have the right to ask a lot of questions.
When you didn't make parole, Jack hit bottom. And I hit bottom with him. I don't regret it. It's better than wondering what if.
Rusty. I dreamed of you and butterflies. Where are the children?
What'd you say?
The children. Where are they? Has the bus come yet? I promised to take them to the park. Kite flying. Kite flying. I've got to get out of here. I've got to get out of here. I've got to get out of here now. No. Stop. Stop. I've got to go now. I've got to get out of here.
How are things?
I started school.
That's right. Any prospects for new friends?
I've had a couple kids come home to play, and a kid lives a block away.
That's good. How's the homework?
Hard. But my dad's around most every night now. He helps me with it.
Yeah? How do you feel about that?
Good, I guess. Mom seems happier. Dad's normal again.
That's good, son.
They told Fran that they owe you a lot. Did you give them any money?
No. They don't owe me a thing, Pete.
Fran told Mom you'd need a nurse at home. Or you could live here if you wanted to.
Well, that's how it is it?
I think you should come home and get Fran to be your nurse. Jack? Jack?
You just want to keep him here. This is what you've wished for.
I much prefer visiting on Wednesday nights at your house.
If you take Jack home, he'll need round-the-clock care. Here, he'll be cared for.
You don't think I can take care of him?
Not alone. Jack will need all the help he can get.
I'm sure he doesn't want to be a burden to you.
As soon as he's strong enough, we're leaving.
Where have you been?
Home. How are you?
Jumpy. I dreamed of the room of soldiers again last night, all in a row. Plaster smiles.
Poor baby.
Why are you smiling like that? What are you up to?
It's a secret. But I'll tell you if you're good, and if you promise to get well and leave here with me.
Fran says I'll need a lot of help if I go home.
This is probably against the rules.
I don't see how. I'm liable to get well with kisses like that. Why won't they let me see the children? I am getting out of here tomorrow.
I mean, this is probably against the rules.
If I go to war, let Fran help you with the children. She loves us.
life is more than just run, run, rush, rush, and go here and there. So I just wanted to make a movie about waiting. And this love is something about Jack is willing to wait for his true love his entire life.
Telephone call. Hari said he had an idea and a different type of a love story.
Initially she thought, what? Oh, this doesn't sound like a believable plot.
Let's see. Yeah, it's a different type of a love story. I think what he wanted to explore was whether love can last.
I didn't want the typical Romeo and Juliet type of love story, and that's why, I mean, and then I wanted something a little bit more different from the usual love story where they get separated either due to the family opposes it, or the boys or the girls' families opposes the marriage. And here I wanted the circumstances to be in between them, and that's how Jack is shipped out, and he's in the Marines and he gets shipped out, and that's the cause of separation.
It was boy meets girl. They are separated indefinitely. Will their love make it?
Then here we wanted to do something a little bit different from compared to my first feature film, where from synopsis we just went right into screenplay.
Well, went from brainstorming to notes to synopsis to treatment.
And then the treatment was handed over to me, and I was reading it, and for some reason I was never satisfied.
So everything I did was with him in mind and his comments. And I brought a lot of my own creativity to the work, but he definitely structured and gave lots of direction as to where he wanted it to go. If he didn't want a certain scene to happen, it just didn't happen. And, I just unwrote that. So it was over a period of several months, maybe a year, I think, before I had something that he was really happy with.
And the first screenplay I got was 150 pages long, and I said, no way. And then we got into this chainsaw mode where I would read the script and chopped so many different scenes and the way it was developed, and so now, finally it turned out to be 100 pages long.
So I'm actually very happy being the writer and working with Hari. He actually understands, and working very closely with him, I think, I had a few disappointments, sure. There are a couple of scenes he jettisoned that I thought were really important, and, you see some of your stuff just kind of tossed out, and it's flotsam and jetsam on the river. You still get to the sea, but you get there slightly different way. And well, I think I was a lot more attuned to what Hari likes and doesn't like. He doesn't like a lot of skin. He likes implied sexual content rather than explicit, and he has a much more subtle, he's just a very subtle sensibility for the way he wants things portrayed, and I definitely brought that knowledge of Hari with me to the second production. I think it was a lot easier for me to work with Hari and to find out what he wants. For Jack's character, I think we really wanted to capture what it would be like someone who actually loved and kept loving and kept loving even though all hope seemed to be lost. And that sounds maybe a little schmaltzy or whatever, but it's a little bit unusual nowadays, in this throwaway world where, people just change relationships so quickly, and to try to make a character believable. Because, he's been through a lot, and most people would just bolt. So how do you make that come real? So I just wrote someone that I would fall in love with, basically. And, of course, he transformed into something bigger, way bigger than that, I think. And the other character, the character of Rusty, I based very much on my own experience with a childhood friend of mine who had a great capacity for love, and also believed in people very much. I think some of his choices were great. I think all this Uncle Henry postman stuff that I had written really wasn't necessary, and Hari, I think, very wisely took those scenes out. And the most challenging scenes in general are those where the mechanics of the plot tend to get in the way. As I indicated earlier, I think the ones where you're trying not to overwrite, you don't want to insult your audience, but you don't want to get them confused. Getting that combination of how much information they really need to know, how much can they figure out for themselves. And again, the example of they really didn't need to know that Uncle Henry was a postman. I mean, they really, the whole Uncle Henry post office stuff might have been really quite boring for the audience. All the scenes where Jack's character is being revealed, his conversations with Pete, the boy whose parents are going through a rough patch in their marriage, the way he talks to Pete, the way he talks to Rusty, really insisting that she believe that they have something worth living for, worth carrying on. And also just the way he treats people in general, Judy, the grocery clerk, or like Grove, the hardware store guy.
Things just didn't turn out as well
I
as
just love seeing Jack come to life in those scenes.
So once the screenplay was done and I got into pre-production, and this I wanted it to be a budgeted film. So I started raising funds for the film in the Bay Area. I knocked maybe, I don't know, 100, 200 people, and somebody said, sure, I mean, I can help you out, because they saw my previous project and they saw my business plan, my script, my storyboards, and they said, I mean, at least if I don't get my money back, I can at least see the movie. During production, and there's so many different things needs to be taken care of. One was the movie, the premise, the backdrop of the film is the prison, and prison and Marine base, and there's a lot of big sets, and whenever I talk to my other filmmakers, they said, oh, you've been kidding. I mean, you cannot be doing any movies in prison unless you have a budget of, I don't know, $10 million or $20 million. But somehow I felt I could do it, and I started working with the prison official in Chowchilla for almost 8 to 10 months, and they kind of did a background check on me, and I worked with the film commission in Fresno and got all my crew and cast kind of figured out from there, and I went through a long drawn audition process because it's a very character oriented film, and I couldn't get any major stars per se, but I was really looking for somebody who can really act, and in these major 3 roles, which is the Jack, Rusty, and Fran.
I remember sending Hari a note saying, you know, I really enjoyed the audition. I thought it was really good. I liked the material. I really liked to have an opportunity to be, you know, in this production.
During the pre-production, one of the most important thing, at least for an independent filmmaker, is to have storyboards, and that kind of slowed down the process of going into production, because it took a long time to come up with the storyboards, but it paid off during production, and because I really knew what kind of shots I want and what kind of coverage I want for different scenes, and I talked with my DP and the crew, and we kind of knew what I wanted for each and every shot. So that kind of communicated well with the DP, because you can always talk about things. Okay, I want this shot, this shot, this shot. But if you have something in drawing, it really pays off. And that was kind of a good thing, I think, every filmmaker, especially independent filmmaker, because budget is not huge.
Actually, before the audition with the actors, he sent me the entire script, and I read the entire thing, and I was so excited. I thought, you know, the script and the story was so good. It was such a rich story with these 2 characters.
We were like 35 to 40 people on location, and I still remember the first day or the week before the filming, I was so nervous because I haven't met most of the crew nor the cast. And I kind of had conversations with them over the phone, and because some people were coming from LA and some from the Bay Area, so I had talked to them, and I had explained what the project was. They kind of knew where they were going, but nobody had worked interacted among themselves until that day.
Yes, it's a love story, and people always take love story movies as, oh, it's just another love story. But in reality, that's what happens in life. That's really what happens in life. You know, it's the love of your family, it's the love of your kids, it's the love of your parents, and the friends that you have around you that really help you, you know, take life along and go from where you are until where you want to be. You know, we had the prison scenes. We had finding out that the person you love is dead. We have finding that the people you loved, your family, betrayed you somehow. You know, all these things and all these challenges as an actor to portray that truthfully and to bring all this emotion and all this background into a character, that was, you know, I was like, let's see if I can do it, and let's hope I can.
It was just a really great moment. And of course, it's just a great moment when you see characters walking and talking and saying and doing these things that you have only imagined in your dreams. And I got to say, I love actors. I love how hard they work for you. I mean, they're like your children. They wear your clothes, they wear your shoes, and for a little time, you know, you can pretend that they're yours, but then it's all over and they move on. They're like your kids.
And on the first day of shoot, and I kind of scheduled it in such a way we would do the toughest scene first. And I scheduled like the first 6 days into the prison. And that was a strange experience for everyone because except me, nobody has gone into a prison before. And while pre-production, I had been into the prison, talked to the inmates, and so I kind of knew the environment, but none of the crew or cast, nobody knew what to expect. So, so we go through this elaborate inspection process at the door. So we spend like almost hour and a half getting into the prison, and then we started rolling. Of course, the first day the dynamics is not working well, and between the DP, the crew, the cast, and of course we were behind schedule for I think almost 6 days, and eventually everybody started to know everyone, and it sailed pretty smooth after that. I mean, one point which is very important for, I think, any filmmaker maybe is you should spend more time during pre-production, and which involves scheduling, scouting location, have a good production manager and good first AD, and have good storyboards which you can go with, and then during pre-production it also we should also try to rehearse quite a bit, because I spend a lot of time rehearsing with Matt, Fran, Amy, and Fernanda. And even we had Michael Weiss, who plays the little boy, Pete, and we would spend a lot of time rehearsing because they don't know each other, and they're all strangers. I am a stranger to them, and Jack and Rusty, and it's a love story, so there had to be a lot of physical contact, physical and emotions, and how they can play that emotion between each other.
But in general, scene by scene would be more on the set. We had Harvey would usually come in and know what he wanted from the scene. You know, there would be discussions about what would be the blocking or the camera or whatever, but he kind of knew what he wanted as a result of that one scene. So he could come and say, this is what I want. And that usually it's so much easier to work with than sometimes you go in a set and the director is not quite sure.
Most of the indoor scenes was pretty much shot there, and in the film, like in Molly's house and Jack's house and Rusty's house and Fran's house, everything was inside the same house.
When I was there working in the production, yeah, you know, I just didn't like the ways of many of the scenes were, like for example, there was a scene where Rusty was writing a letter, and it was, I just didn't quite like the way it was set up, or even the paper she was using and stuff like that. And I guess that's a props department thing, but I mean, you're right in the middle of it. There's 15, 20 people standing around. What am I going to do?
So initially, like when I heard the news that we were going to be in a live prison, it was kind of exciting, but a little concerning at the same time.
I think there's nothing I personally could have changed during the production. I think Hari did a great job bringing a lot of different personalities together on the set.
I remember one instance which was very funny and kind of a little bit tense, and we were in the middle of the road. We were filming, and I asked the production assistant to get some skateboards, not skateboarders. And then this guy, I mean, he gets into his van and starts driving town, picking up local kids. And then the middle of the street, I said, okay, where is the skateboard? And I see from the van like 10 to 15 kids coming out of the van. I said, who are these? I mean, who are they? I mean, I don't need any skateboarders. I need skateboard. And I was talking to them, and I see a cop pull by. And cop came to the set, and everybody was, wow, what happened here? And then I talked with him, and the kids' parents also showed up on location, like everybody in their van, and kind of, I mean, what's going on? I mean, are you kidnapping? And and so the first AD, I mean, she would talk to all the parents, and I am talking with the cop here, and at the end, I mean, they understood what we were doing because we had full permit and everything. We were kind of legal to do what we were doing.
Might change some of those 3:30 meetings in my car with the engine running where it was freezing. It gets so cold at Chowchilla at night. So you're freezing to death with your engine running, organizing the next day's shoot.
There's the scene where I find out that Jack's dead, and I go to confront my father because I found the letters that I sent and that Jack sent all in a bag so that I can read anything, and that my mail didn't go out. And I have to yell a few times, I think 3 times, Jack's dead, saying that Jack, my boyfriend, has passed. And Hari kept saying that I was saying that Jack's dead, like Jack's my father or Jack's father or whatever. And I was like, that's how I talk. And he's like, but you're not saying it right. But, you know, it's one of those things. I have an accent, and it was really hard to kind of fix it on the spot, especially when somebody is telling you you're saying it wrong.
There were a couple of personality conflicts brewing in the background, and I think that made some of the shoots a little more difficult if somebody wasn't quite getting along with somebody else because they had a different artistic perception.
I think the one that kind of really got to me was wardrobe-wise. We had this dress, brown, that I wear when I'm old, which was actually a blue dress with brown sweater.
You've been
and I hated it with passion. And because I hadn't seen it until the day that I had to wear it, and I was like, I'm not wearing that. And he's like, that's fine, it looks fine. You know, she just came out of prison. And I'm like, no, but she used to be a rich kid. She would know at least that something looks terrible on her.
I mean, there's always ups and downs during production. I mean, your light doesn't work, or your sound is not working. And so, I mean, there's always, and then the conflict between various departments. It's always there, but when I sit back and think about the whole process, I mean, it went pretty smooth.
The cell that was used as my cell in the movie was actually inhabited by some inmates, and they had to move out for the duration of the shoot, not for the entire duration, but for that one day or the half a day that we were going to be shooting in there. Most of the times they're okay with it, but obviously, you know, it's an inconvenience for them in a way. You know, it's exciting to have a big crew in there, but, you know, they want to go to bed or they want to go do their stuff. We're in there, they can't go in. Feel like it's kind of part of the job. It's not really work. It's not like you're really kissing the person. There are 20, 50 people, you know, around you saying, move your head that way, move your head this way, move your head up, move your hand down. So you're really not into it. It's not like you're enjoying it at all.
It was really fun, and we got a lot of support from the local Chowchilla town. The whole community came together, and we used a lot of locations in Chowchilla, the homes, the streets, the hardware store. Actually, the Marine base is near Chowchilla, and of course the prison, which was right around the corner.